Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in once again to Sonora and Scale Studios. If this is your first time here or you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and help us grow. Today we're looking at the Axial Capra 1.9 Unlimited Trail Buggy. This is in the RTR configuration, distributed by Horizon Hobbies, produced by Axial. It's been around for a while. It's very popular for very good reason. We're going to go over some of its strengths, a few of its weaknesses, and give some run footage. Stay tuned. So all of today's run footage is going to be filmed with the Capra running on a Gens Ace Adventure Series 3600 3S pack. This is about the biggest pack that you can fit in this thing, as the battery compartment is up front from the factory. It's under the hood, secured by a couple of clips underneath. I find this to be an advantage. It keeps the weight forward. The disadvantage is you need to keep in mind battery dimensions, what will fit. So I will post a link to this battery in the description down below. Even if it isn't the battery you want to go with, it'll give you a good reference as to overall dimensions that will fit in this thing. So I'm going to go over some of the features of the RTR. What comes in the box is obviously the Axial Capra 1.9 Unlimited Trail Buggy. It's coupled to a Spectrum STX 2.4 gigahertz 3-channel radio system with all 3 channels active, as the 3rd channel is running the incorporated from the factory dig servo for the dig transmission, which we'll get into a little later. It's controlled or powered by a Dynamite AE-5L brushed ESC. This ESC has been around for quite a while. They've upgraded it some over the years, but it is tried and true. I have it in multiple crawlers, no complaints. I actually find it for a box stock ESC to be quite silent as well. Comes with a 540 size 35 turn brushed motor. Now, this would be considered maybe a weak spot for some users. If you are good with the motor that it comes with, this is a non-issue for you. However, if you're somebody that likes to do motor swaps, likes to do modifications in the future, bear in mind that with the Capra, the way that one of the linkages mates up to the chassis, it does hinder you from using anything larger than a 540 can motor. Gonna need some fix-it-flat. Just kidding. A major strength for the Capra would be its rock crawling ability, which stems from Curry F9 axles that are incredibly wide. It rides on portals, which increase its ground clearance, and it's all dampened and controlled by some pretty long travel, all metal coil-over oil-filled shocks. It's running on Raceline 1.9 3-piece beadlock wheels. Keep in mind they are plastic, but it is nice to see the addition of beadlocks. Mounted to those beadlocks are Nitto trail grapplers, and in my personal opinion, the compound is quite stiff on these. The traction therefore suffers. As you can see here, this is about as coarse and abrasive of a rock surface as one could ask for, and they still struggle to gain traction in far too many instances, in my opinion. So one of the first things to go for my particular rig will be these tires for something of a softer compound and higher traction capability. So as I stated earlier, the Capra comes with a dig unit installed. What this does is it's a micro servo that actually locks your rear axle. Think of a basketball player who has picked up the ball and is now limited to one pivot foot Same type scenario. If you need to make a very tight turn, it actually allows you to pivot by dragging the rear wheels, front wheels engaged as front wheel drive. It'll allow you to pivot around an object in very tight quarters. It's also very useful in steep descents and in some climbing situations. In my particular experience, the first Capra that I bought came with a dead light bar, and the dig servo was dead on arrival. Now, my buddy John Curtis at Hobbytown, USA, he's the owner of the Rockford branch. He took care of me, no questions asked, just replaced the truck entirely, and since then I am more than pleased with it. I look forward to starting a new series on modifications and running videos, so stay tuned for those. As you can see, it's really capable and a ton of fun right out of the box the way it is, and I'm sure it can only get better from here. Thanks again for tuning in. Make sure to click on one of the links to another video and hit that like or subscribe button before you leave. From Sonoran Scale Studios, thanks for watching.